Hello and welcome back. Another week, another episode of The Garden of Ethan. Is it an episode? I don't know. An episode of the pod. It's like I've forgotten how to speak today. And that makes perfect sense. Because, as you can probably see from the title, and what I am wearing, this episode is going to be very Taylor Swift focused. I'm sorry for the people who are here that like the the other crap I talk about. It'll resume next week, I promise. This week will just be more Taylor focused. But if you are here, if you do like Miss Swift, or you're just here to listen to me ramble about some random crap that and fun times I experienced over the weekend, I welcome you in. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be all over the place. We've got, creativity and costume segments that I'm going to talk about. Of things I did over the weekend. We've got, crazy, weird, anxious moments from me from the weekend from her shows. We've got her shows. There's a lot to talk about. And I don't know where to start. It was the first week where I haven't even written notes. I was just like, I'm gonna go off the top of my head. But if you haven't been able to tell, Taylor Swift is one of my favorite artists. I was very lucky to get tickets to see her on the weekend. She was in Melbourne for her shows. She'll be in Sydney next week, but I got tickets to 2 shows in Melbourne, 2 nights. It was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I got Saturday, Sunday, so the last 2 shows, and we'll just spoil it. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. It was so fun. It was good. Great atmosphere. Great crowd of, you have this, everyone's kind of there for a reason. It's a crazy experience, especially to me. I don't know, let me know. Do you go to a lot of concerts? How do you do things? Are you a concert person? You're not? This is my first big stadium concert. I've been to one outdoor giggy concert, which I wouldn't really count it because I kind of went with friends. I didn't know the band. The band was they were good. I just didn't know them very well. And then my first concert that I count, my first concert was last year. I went to Aurora, and that was inside a beautiful, I think it was the Palais Theatre in Melbourne in St Kilda, I believe. A beautiful building. And it was it was a much smaller atmosphere. It was very different to this. So it was a big contrast. So this was my first big concert ever, and it was wild. Also, got to go to 2 of the 3 shows that were the biggest shows of Taylor Swift's career ever, which is wild to think that, when I think, America, I think of the places where you have the big crowds and everything, but to get the biggest shows of her career here was amazing. So each night there was 96,000 people. Okay, Taylor. Okay, calm down. That is wild. There was a lot of people there. Holy shit. But we'll get more into that. But it attracts a certain sort of people. The vibe was great. Everyone was fans. There's there's so many different generations of fans too. It's a really crazy experience, especially when you start overthinking it like I did. You've got all these kids that are getting into Taylor Swift now, which you think is so cool, and parents that are fans too, and you get to see these families, certain families who have 2 sort of fans of her get to bond over it, which is really sweet to see. Everything was sweet and cute. It was a bit of a cuteness overload. All the adorable kids in costumes, fans, all the adorable adults me in costumes. It was a very wholesome experience, which was the best thing ever, especially since 96,000 people are all there. It's crazy that a lot of, also the thing I want to shout out, and it's literally doing the bare minimum, but the dads that didn't want to be there, or were taking their mostly daughters, just putting in the effort, especially when they were dressing up and they were really vibing with their kids and like trying to get into it and be excited for them. It's just something that warms my heart. I think it's really cute and it's really adorable. And I just love seeing, you know what I mean? I love seeing nice things. It makes me like those sort of like lovely moments. Like they're core memories for like those kids going forward. And I think that is just so adorable. Jumping back, this is going to be a jump back and forth pod, like episode of the pod. But going back to being like, wow, Melbourne has the biggest show of her career. I just didn't assume that we had one of the biggest stadiums that could hold that many people. So where it was held, because I don't think many people that don't know much about that. If you don't know anything about Melbourne, you know nothing about Melbourne, because Australia, I feel like, doesn't get talked about that often. You know, like Australia, I feel like is a mystery land to a lot of people, and that's not a bad. Like, I don't know a lot of things about so many things. But you know what? When you see like things on like media, no one knows anything about Australia unless they do. And if they do, they do. But it was held at the MCG. It's the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And I think it holds possibly, I reckon if you filled the stadium, I actually don't know the numbers, maybe 100,000. If you fill the whole stadium and the floor, maybe like 110,000, give or take. I actually don't know. I'm not the authority on this. But it was wild. And there was so many seats because like behind the stage that weren't filled. And you're like, imagine the numbers. You could have hit 100,000. But it was just wild. It was a wild experience. It was an amazing experience. I was very lucky to get tickets and I was so excited to be there. It was like fun. It was emotional. I am drained. Like yesterday, standing up for 3.5 hours is not that hard. By the way, 3.5 hour show. Like, oh, give me like the best. She put in the work. I nearly just quoted her. I will want to, but I will not quote her constantly this episode of the pod. I'm lost. Standing up for 3.5 hours is not that bad. Like in general, I used to do it for work all the time. It's just something that you do. When you're like there, like, you know, in this like cramped space, my legs were fried, my brain's fried, my emotions are fried, but all in like the best ways, you know, and like it was such a fun experience. But we'll do my costumes first. This is some merch. So the only merch I bought was this long sleeve shirt because the main thing I wanted to get was the what's this called? I always forget. Tapestry, because they were selling posters. I love a poster, but posters can like break and rip really easily, and obviously you handle them with care. But I was like, this was like $15 more, and we're going back. Like it's huge. It's quite literally huge. So I was like, that is something. I will talk while I fold this up because I want to keep it in good condition until I move. But I was like, it's so big. It looks so good on a wall. My mum was like, you should frame it. I was like, that big? That frame's gonna be... I was like, I am paying for a frame that big. But that was the main thing I wanted because I love something that you can... Something that you wear can get like destroyed and fade over the time, and sometimes, and most of the time, at a concert, I believe the merch isn't always the best quality. Like this feels very nice, I will say. Do I think this is going to fade over many washes? Yes. Does it smell awful? Yes. But at least it feels rather soft, which I do enjoy. But those were my purchases. I didn't go too crazy. Like, it goes to the thing of like, do you, don't you? But like, how much do you want to spend? Like, how much do you want to grab? And I'm a very material person, but I held myself back. I was just going to get the tapestry, but I was like, you know, I don't know when the next time I'll get to see her is. When the next time she tours, I was like, I'll get a shirt because I want to remember, like, it's a very special experience. I got to experience with my friend and her girlfriend one night, and then just her the next night as well. So it was like a really special and beautiful time for me, and I enjoyed it so much. But night one, I'm like trying to think. Alright, night one was crazy because I didn't know the track list. I didn't know anything going in. So it was all a surprise. And that really like took me off guard because you know, every song is a surprise. You don't know what's coming. Like I had my favorite albums. It was wild and it was amazing. But the costume for night one, we did Junior Jules. And I would like to think, okay, I don't want to sound cocky, but I'm going to sound cocky. I try not to go too cocky ever in my videos, but I'm going to go fucking cocky. Junior Jules was, I would say, one of the biggest choices for costume. If you don't know what Junior Jules is, me neither. But she wears this shirt in one of her music videos. It's a very iconic shirt. I get it. I just don't know what. I think it's like an American high school thing possibly, but it's a thing a lot of people do for costumes. It is one of the easier costumes to go for. It was our like fun, like it was our easier night costume, but I would like to think I'm somewhat artistic, generally. And so I want to say I did well with my costume. I think mine was one of the better Junior Jules t-shirts. Did my Too Much Gene kind of kick in? Yes. Do I in the future want to now do more like cosplay at conventions? Also yes. Do I think vlogging, making those costumes would be really fun? Yes. Should you hold me to this? No, because I'm great at saying I'll do things and never do them. And just because it's on camera doesn't mean I'll do it. Even though I am making this promise to myself. We've lied to myself before. Sorry, I was not pointing at you. I was pointing at me because me doesn't listen to myself. But I hear you asking, show me the fucking shirt. This is my... Oh, I should move my mic. No, I can just go over here. I'll come over here. This is my Junior Jules t-shirt. It's going to be... Is it backwards or is it backwards for me looking in the camera and then it'll be front ways for you? Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, but I'll go through it with you. So the Junior Jules design is usually, you know, Junior Jules and then like the things around the sleeves, the bottoms. But and a lot of people put all the albums on, but I wanted to go that step further because obviously I love the eras. Most of them, I don't know a couple. I only started, you know, my fandom during 1989, so I haven't been the longest fan, and you know, a decent amount of time. But so we've got the shirt. I'll bring it forward. I did a couple of my favorite albums at the top. I did Reputation. I drew a crown and a snake and wrote Reputation. I really don't know if this is going to be back to front or not. I hope you can read it, but you get the sentiment. You know what I mean? At least with the drawings, you get what's going on. I did Evermore, which is, probably my favorite album. I love Evermore so much. I did Champagne Problems, like champagne glasses. Ivy, Coney Island, Ferris Wheel. So I drew all these. I didn't like draw them. I drew them freehand, but I used reference pictures because as artistic as I am not actually very artistically gifted. I always say to people, they're like, if I get a compliment, someone's like, you're really good at art. I'm like, my best artistic quality is copying. I feel like I have really good copying skills for like looking at something, mainly with drawing, not like paint. I'm not a painter. I really wish I could be. I love painting. I'm just not the best at it. And obviously practice makes perfect. But I never put the most investment in that skill. But I do really like drawing and, you know, and tracing and stuff. I feel like I'm not bad at copying things. But we go down. We'll go, okay. We have 1989. So I wanted to do like one or two little things that are unique to that album. So for 1989, I did... Excuse you. Have we got a Taylor Swift fan here? Hold on. Is he gonna let me pick him up? Come here. Okay, you're gonna run away. You've... The cat wanted to say hello, but then also didn't. How rude. I know. Doesn't want to feature on the podcast. What a rude man. What a rude man. Okay. This isn't all over the place. I've got to say something because if you hear random soft screaming, you've got to know what it is. So I feel like I'm doing like an unboxing. This is kind of fun. And it's my own stuff. But we've got 1989 here. I did the little like Polaroid of her and I did some birds flying because like birds, her vibe. I did Folklore. Folklore is This is really hard to like. I did the trees for like the forest, and I did a little mirror ball, which I thought was cute. We move on to lover. I did a little cupid's bow, some hearts, some dice. Devils roll the dice. Because angels rolling eyes is a very hard thing to draw. Speak Now is over here in the corner. I did a little castle and some sparkles. Red, I did the scarf, obviously, from All Too Well, and the 10-minute version, which is fantastic. And the little heart sunnies that she wears. Debut, I didn't know at all, so I had to Google. I drew a little boot and a little guitar. Midnights, obviously a clock and a moon and some stars. And then Fearless, I did the You Okay with the holding up, which is in the music video from the Junior Jewels. But I thought it was really cute. Like, I really liked it. It was a lot of stomach, and you kind of couldn't really tell when I was wearing it because I'd have it on and then I would sit down and it would all like bunch up and they'd be like, I love your shirt. I'm like, thank you. There's actually a lot going on, and I'd have to like lean out. I'd be like, here, read my stomach, because I need people to appreciate the work I put in. And cause I'm that bitch and I go above and beyond, I wanted to, we know Taylor Swift released a lot of her albums. She has Taylor's version. I made Ethan's version. Again, this is going to be hard if you can't read it. I always forget how cameras work, how they're back to front, if you're going to see it back to front or not. It's going to sound dumb if it's not, if you can actually read it. But I just did a track list of all of my favorite songs, and I thought that was really fun. I mean, should I read through them quickly? I'll go through them quickly for anyone who actually really cares about this, which I hope you do. Also, there's a little bit of bleeding through a couple of them because I sweat. It is hot. I did wear a singlet, which to hopefully catch some, but because I want to keep this shirt forever. But in no particular order, because I just kind of spaced them out so like the colors looked good. You know what I mean? We have, and these aren't all my favorites because I narrowed it down to like 40-esque songs, and I only fit like 32 on this. But we'll go really quickly. Blank Space, Cruel Summer, Mr. Perfectly Fine, The Last Great American Dynasty, All Too Well, 10-minute version, Getaway Car, Long Story Short, Mastermind, Star, So It Goes, Paper Rings, Illicit Affairs, Karma, No Body, No Crime, Wonderland, Vigilante, Shit, Right Where You Left Me, Maroon, Exile, State of Grace, Ready For It, Wildest Dreams, You Belong With Me, Miss Americana, The Heartbreak Prince, 7, You're On Your Own Kid, Gold Rush, King of My Heart, Lover, Out of the Woods, Champagne Problems. Wow, should I be a speed reader? But this is, I thought it was really, I was pretty happy with this. I was pretty proud. Should I put it on for the rest of the video? Possibly? Yeah, I think I should. Okay. Well, you're gonna hear me clickety-clacking because I've got to make a cut, obviously, to remind myself that I'm gonna get changed in front of the camera. Are we or are we not ready to sell body online? We don't know yet. So this was how I was looking the first night. I felt like it was very cute. It's like a little pajama. I was wearing pajama pants, but I was obviously like, I can't wear actual pajama pants because they don't have pockets. And I wasn't bringing a bag because I thought that would actually be really annoying. So I wore a singlet under this to hopefully help with sweat, and then I wore shorts under my pajama pants so I had pockets. So I was really wearing like 2 outfits at one. I was warm. It was very annoying because every time I had to get into my pockets, I had to like go under my pajama pants. It was a whole thing, but like it was kind of cute. You know what I mean? It's like a fun little, and then I had like, you know, the back, the front. This is why I was like, you have to see everything like on my stomach, and it was difficult, but I got a couple of compliments. Some people really appreciated it. I live for a compliment, especially on like, you know, a compliment I will take literally any time of the day. I love them so much, but like to have it on something like this, like something that I worked hard on. It's like when someone says I enjoy a video, like means the most, like so much to me. I love it. Thank you to anyone who has ever said something nice to me. I really do appreciate it. And then something like this that I worked really hard on and like has some of my like artistic quality put into it. It felt the best. So this was night 1. Night 2, I don't have anything to, like, put on because I put the clothes I had in the wash, but this was involved. I was wearing my crown. Wow, I'll just do this for the rest of the video. I'll put my crown on. So I was wearing my crown. Can you see where we're going? Me and my friend did, because it was just the night where we were there together. We were doing Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. Obviously, I was the Heartbreak Prince, breaking hearts. I love how me and her went as Miss Americana and Heartbreak Prince, like a quintessential couple, the forever couple, as a gay man and a lesbian woman. The two strong couple, which literally have no interest in each other. But it's like the funniest thing ever, and we were loving it. But I just wore one of my shirts that y'all have seen before. It's like the pastel-y one with the thing. I just wore a singlet underneath. And I had I'm literally combining all my whoa. Okay, crown, we're going off for a bit. I'm combining all my costumes here. I had a little sash that said Heartbreak Prince, which I DIY'd. I just stuck the things on and, glued the sash together. But I thought that was pretty, fun. And then this is my favorite thing. I think I did really well on this. I did some iron-on patches to a white pair of pants I had. Because I wanted, the crown, and if the crown wasn't enough to tell you I was the Heartbreak Prince, and the literal sash that said Heartbreak Prince, I wanted to make it a bit more obvious, and I fucking love what I did here. I'm sorry, I'm really proud of these costumes. So I wore these pants. How fun are they? I also have barely any pictures of myself. Is that a crime? Yes. It was just such a busy and emotional and fun and amazing night that was I doing everything but taking pictures of myself? Yes, I was just having the best time, singing along, filming. If I have clips or pictures, I'll try and put some of them in. But it was just because I was in just enjoying myself, and then you forget to take pictures. But I put couple of love hearts on me bum, or broken hearts. This is the back. It's just more. But I thought I really want someone that I know to do a dress-up party soon, because I think these are the funnest pants ever. I love the broken hearts. I think there's just something about it that's just get fun. Also, when I put these on, I put all the irons on. I colored these in myself. That's how much I put into it. I forgot how skinny and tight these pants were. Oh my God. It was a hot night yesterday. But I kind of love these pants so much. I think they're so much fun. I won't ever wear them out because it's a bit strange, but if I have a fancy dress party, I'm finding a way to incorporate those because I think they are absolutely amazing. I should just go as Cupid to Cupid's make love, not break it up. Damn it. I was going to say I'll just go to a random convention as Cupid. So they were my costumes. Oh, I think I did really well. It was really cute. There was, I don't know if you know. This is just me. I've just been absolutely nuts. But obviously, if you know Taylor Swift, friendship bracelets are a big thing during the set. So I made some. I didn't give out too many because, as y'all know, if you watch the podcast and if you watch more than one episode of the podcast, I am quite an awkward person and I get scared of talking to people. So I didn't trade with too many people. Everyone there was lovely and fantastic, and everyone I actually did talk to was unbelievably nice. I just don't like initiating that. Also, my friend, she's a big extrovert. She was she was going up to all these sweet little girls and kids that were having the best time, or the shy ones, and she'd trade with them and absolutely make their night. You'd see their faces light up. It was really sweet to just be I'm glad you're doing it. I'm if the kid's nervous and I'm nervous, it's gonna be a wreck. You're doing this. You're making their day. You will win that. But when I was in my Heartbreak Prince costume, someone ran up behind us and grabbed us, and they're "We have been following you for so long. We wanted to give you these bracelets." And it says, it's really hard to see. It says Heartbreak Prince. I'm never gonna get all the letters around, but it has a little a little crown there, which is adorable. Because they were just like, you were in the costume, so we had to give it to you. I got, you know, some are mine, you know, some are that I got. It was just really fun getting to like talk to random people. Like a little girl came up to me and gave me this little ring. It's a paper ring in the shape of a heart. I don't know if you can see it, but it's because I was dressed in the like lover era, and she was giving out paper rings as a song. She was giving out paper rings to anyone dressed in like the lover era. I love it. I was like a part of a cool exclusive club. So she came up and gave me that, and my heart like melted away. I was like, this is the most adorable thing that has ever happened to me. My friend was in the bathroom when it happened, and she came over, and I was like, guess what? I got a cool gift, and it was the best thing ever. And she's like, yeah, I got one too. And I was like, fuck you. I was like, I thought I was getting special treatment. Obviously, she was dressed in the same era, but I didn't think the little girl had made so many rounds and also so many rings. Like, I was like, how did she, like, this is craftsmanship right here. I was very impressed. And like some girls that were sitting behind us on the second night, every time they sung You Belong With Me, a song from Fearless, yes. I've got to make sure I'm right. There's a line that says, pulled out a ring and said, and you see a lot of like TikToks of like people proposing. So both nights, obviously when it happens, I go to my friend to pretend to propose because I want to be a dickhead. These girls came up to us last night when we're leaving, and we're like, oh, we have the video. Do you want to send it to her? I was like, oh, what? And they're like, oh, when you like did the proposal thing. And I was like, oh, like, that's so funny. Like, yeah, if you want to send it, like, that would be great. But like, no stress. I still can't tell. And my friend is convinced that they thought I was really proposing to her. And that is the funniest thing in my life. I was like to them, I was like, well, yeah, you know, it was funny, but her girlfriend would have been mad at me if I proposed to her. And they were like, what? And I was like, oh my God, did they actually think I was pulling out? I mean, to be fair, I did it. But, you know, I just opened my hands. There wasn't anything in it. But it was just, everyone I got to like talk to, like, these like beautiful, I don't know. It was a surreal experience. It was very fun. Everyone was really beautiful and nice. Some guy came up to me at the end one night and he was like, hey, can I just get a photo with you? I'm taking photos with like cool people in costumes. I'm from Western Australia and I'm just wanted to like remember this experience. And he was so nice. And he smelled really nice. And I was just like, what's going on? Why is everyone? It was delightful. It was delightful to see how nice everyone was. Nothing was really like, everything felt safe. It was like, I didn't see many, there was a couple of security issues that I saw, but it was mostly just like drunk people, which was a bit, obviously, drink, have fun, but drink responsibly. Also with a lot of kids around, that's where I'm, you know, the judgment sets in. I don't care if you get drunk. Go get drunk. Go drink away, especially like in a bar or something. But I was like, with your kids and around a lot of other kids, I was like, it's a bit of a bad look. You know, you want everyone to have a very magical experience, especially when there are such very young kids. And I'm planting my foot. I usually do this thing, and I've been catching myself a lot where I just like sit on the fence about topics. I needed just like actually a certain opinion. I don't think that was a good look. I was like, y'all can take a night off. I was like, there are kids around having like this beautiful magic time. Everyone's here, and if you're with your kids and you're like, you're both like inebriated to the point where you can't walk, I was like, it really, my heart pours out, and it's hard to say. Obviously, that's a reality, and things like this happen, and I am not dumb to that. I know everyone has different. See, this is why I don't make things, because I spiral. But it was hard to see, and like only a very small couple of instances. Everything else was beautiful. Will I talk more about the anxious things that happened to me? Yes, I will go into them. What made me anxious? Going there because it was busy. Crowds are just one thing. The first night kind of went off without a hitch. Like everything went well. We were in really good seats, but there was a lot of overhang on the like from above us, so it was very hard to see a lot of the like the screens on the stage. So that was a bit of a bummer, but I was like so fortunate to be there. I was very happy. We also were on the back row and we had a lot of space, like just empty space behind us. So we got to stand there and actually have room to move around and like do a little dance, which was very fun because I get very like, it's hard when you're like squished in like, sardines in a can and you're just like, I'm very like trapped in here. So that was the real benefit to that. The second night was when all my anxieties really kicked off. So first of all, we got there early to like look at the merch and stuff. And some lady comes up to us, and I'm still in the midst of, I will literally check my emails now for this story. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold on. Things are happening. Okay. We're going live into me maybe figuring certain things out. I got an email about things. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh. Sorry, you're getting a live reaction of me figuring things. Okay, a part of my anxieties have really disappeared, but in a different sense. Anywho, I'll get into it. So a lady came up to me, and my friend, while we're outside, and she was like, "Hey, I'm taking pictures for like a big Australian newspaper. Do you guys want like your pictures taken?" And my friend was like, "Oh, no, not really." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Like it'll be fun. It'll be fine." So I got my like picture taken. I was in my cute pants with the heartbreaks. I was like, "This is the best. I'm feeling good." Also, she took it on her phone, and I was like, I didn't really get to see the picture, and I was like, "Oh great, I'm gonna look awful." Do I still know? So this story is all over the place. So I get my picture taken, and then she's like, "Hey, can you like sign this? Just like put your email out so I can email you like when it gets put it up." It's just on one of the blog pages on one of these on the newspaper site. And I was like, "Oh, cool, that sounds great." I was like, "Do I get to view it for free?" And she's like, "It's actually $1." And I was like, "Excuse me, I'm a model now? I think I should get this for free." But I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." I like put my email in, and then I like did a signature to say, give consent to use the thing. As soon as she left, my friend, I was just like, did we see that she worked for a newspaper? And that's when my anxiety kicks in. I was like, who was she? I just gave her my signature and my email. She's going to steal my identity. She is going to ruin my life. She's going to take over. I was just so stressed. And it's just, literally no one else thinks like that. Well, obviously there are gonna be people that catastrophic think like me. Is that catastrophic thinking? I think that is the term for it. But it's only with certain things that I spiral on, and this just happened to be one of them. So I freaked out for like a good hour because I was like, my identity is getting stolen. She's gonna get into my bank accounts. I was so stressed. So what you just saw me freak out when I checked my emails, I got an email from the Herald, from like the news, it's the Herald Sun, but like the newspaper. And that means that she hasn't stolen my identity, thank God. And I can't tell because I haven't paid $1 yet. Hopefully I'll pay this if it's not I need to know how to cancel this subscription, even though it's $1. I don't really want them having my dollars every now. I don't read the news. I see my news on Twitter for free. But I do want to see if my photo's there. And if it's good, I'll put it up. If it's even on there, like there's a chance she just like, if she asked like 1 million people, there's a chance mine just got cut. Even though I was looking great. If the photo's good, I'll put it up. Because I'm that. I love how I put the most random stuff on the internet, but I'm still like, oh no, I've got to be self-conscious about what I put up. So that anxiety is slightly fading from me. I am blushing because I'm kind of happy and like my stress is relieved about that. The other one was on night 2, and I was like, this might be the last story. I don't know what I wanted to cover because I didn't write notes, but I'm just like, I've had this one's been fun. It's because I have so much to talk about. The second night, our seats were up very high. The MCG, there's a lot of room to fill. We were, and I'll put pictures up, hopefully, remind myself of where we're sitting. We were up so high. I have a bit of a fear of heights. And that really kicked in. It was also a fear of falling and like knocking everyone over, falling. All my fears were kicking on. I was already heightened anxiety about the newspaper, stolen identity craft. Everything was going on. And I was just like to my friend, I was like, I'm sorry. I am just losing it. And when everything starts, I will be fine. But till then, I'm just going to freak out. And it wasn't so much the heights. It was when things happened before it started and people were getting excited, you could feel like the ground move. And that's just because there's so many people. I understand the whole logistics behind it. Like, you know, the stadium, the MCG, is very, like, it's never had accidents. It's like such a sturdy, you know, we have small earthquakes here, but nothing's ever gone wrong. I knew all this going into it, but I was still every time it just made me really uneasy. Obviously, when she started, a lot of my anxieties faded and I felt good and I was just singing along and having the best time. But there's an insight into my life of how my brain works, which is really dooming myself to my brain never wants me to have a good time, which is like so annoying, right? But I had the best time. As soon as like Taylor came on, I was like singing, standing. I was like, everything else like forgets, because I was like so in the zone, connected. Me and my friend were having the best time. Also, Sabrina Carpenter was the opener for both nights. I was actually like both so happy and so sad, because I did look up while she was here if she had any shows, and the only shows she had were the opening to Taylor Swift, which is criminal because she needs more of a show. But I was so lucky and privileged to be able to see her and like both of them, because I actually got into listening to Sabrina Carpenter because I knew she was opening for Taylor Swift, because I didn't want to be one of those people. And it's fine, I don't think this is a bad thing, but I feel like a lot of the times people don't like openers, or like, you know, they don't know them, so it's hard to like connect to their things. But I try to, now that I know this, like do my like research and figure it out. Like if you come late, and that's kind of smart, because you want, if you're there, to give them your all and try and at least sing their songs. But I looked into her and I loved her, and I, you know, back when when she was announced to be on this tour, I feel like now it's been like 8 months, a year, and I have been a big Sabrina Carpenter fan, so that was amazing to see her live. She is stunning. She's like so beautiful. So that was amazing. And, you know, even though, you know, some of the crowd don't know her, so it's not the biggest amount of vibes going towards her, I was trying to scream my heart out for her, because I had the best time. It's like, it would be very hard to be an opener, especially with that many people, but the crowd was really good. It was like, even when I saw Aurora, there was this, I don't know whether to call them a small band, I don't know what size band they were, opening, called Blusher, and I didn't know, because this was my first concert ever, I didn't know how to like go it, like I was like, oh, like who are, like, we walked in because we got there late. Same friend, actually, I made her come to that one. And I was like, who are these ladies? And they were on, and I hadn't like developed this thing where I was like, I have to get into the openers, but they were so cool, and they were doing like, sorry, now I'm just talking about like people I'm really loving at the moment. They were doing cool moves, like they were punching and kicking the air. They were such a vibe. They're I think a Melbourne, or at least Australian based girl group band. I don't know how to describe. I don't know music. But if you'd like to go, like, if you like kind of, I don't know if it's pop. I don't know these things. But if you like music that you feel like you can dance to and gets you really like fun and like vibey, look up Blusher. Maybe I'll put something on the screen, but they are fantastic. They have an EP. They just released a new single, but they have an EP called something like, oh, it's Should We Go Dance Now, or something like that. It is fantastic. Every song on it, it's like 5 songs. Every song is amazing. I can't rank them because I like them all so much. This is just now turned into I love Taylor Swift. I love Sabrina Carpenter. I love Aurora. I love Blusher. But yeah, check Blusher out, because they are like so fun. Really, I suggest you go do, after that, look up all these, because they're all amazing. Everyone probably knows Taylor Swift. Sabrina Carpenter, Aurora, and Blusher, definitely are different niches. But I don't know. If you can't tell, I'm losing it and also excited and had the best time, and it was so much fun. I hope to put pictures. I'm kind of wanting to put all the videos and photos I took and maybe like edit together a montage. Will that ever happen? If you're like big on the Taylor thing, I may post one eventually if I get to it. It's something I want to do and I'm excited to do, but whether that gets done from all my other editing, we never know. But I don't know. If you have any other questions, if you want me to talk about anything else, do let me know, because I realized I said it's going to be Taylor Swift then moving. I got my like days confused. I think it'll be Taylor Swift, another podcast, and then talking about all my moving hassles. But there'll still be, you know, we'll talk about all the usual fun through the week stuff. But next week. But if you do have any other questions about Taylor Swift, any of the stuff I talked about today, do let me know. If there's anything else you'd like me to talk about, touch on for next week, do let me know. I love suggestions. I love talking about what people want to hear. So obviously let me know. But for now, I've had a blast. I think I've talked about, I definitely haven't even covered like half of probably what's in here, but here isn't like computing at the moment. So there's nothing else that is currently needing to come out, but maybe I will do a follow-up if I need any other stories need to get out next week. I'll talk about it. But for now, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one.